I don't know if I'm just getting older and more cynical, like an old guy who just found out he can't use his penis anymore, or if movies are just getting worse and worse. What's prompting this video is I just watched the new trailer for Fallen Kingdom, and I gotta tell you, I couldn't be less excited. For a little context, I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. Fuck Alien, fuck The Lord of the Rings, fuck any other movie franchise you can throw. Jurassic Park is my shit. I can quote the first movie verbatim, and I'm pretty close with the second one. I was 6 years old when the first came out. My parents said, "Hey, you want to go see this movie?"
Well, what's it about?
Dinosaurs.
I don't want to see no fucking dinosaurs.
They took me to see it anyway, and long story short, I wanted to go see it 3 more times. And then when it came out on video, I watched it like every day for a year. Then when the second one came out, same thing. Oftentimes in normal conversations with people, I'll slip in obscure Jurassic Park quotes or make dinosaur puns, and my friends fucking hate me for it. But you know what? I'm totally unappreciated in my time. You could run this park from this room with minimal staff for up to 3 days. You think that kind of automation is easy? Or cheap? Do you know anybody who can network 8 connection machines and debug 2 million lines of code for what I bid for this job? Because if you can, I'd love to see him try. I know that didn't make any sense to what I'm talking about, but it doesn't matter because I fucking love Jurassic Park. And these cash-grabbing assholes are fucking with it. Somehow the developers of all the movies after The Lost World forgot that this is a movie about people trying to control nature, which turns into chaos, and made it some creature feature bullshit. It's like the entirety of Jurassic World was a parody of itself, where the people inside the park running it and making new dinosaurs said, "People don't want to see old dinosaurs, they want to see new ones, and that'll save us." And then the stupid dinosaur that they make destroys the park. And ironically, instead of saving the franchise, destroys that too. Indominus Rex was a metaphor for the entirety of the franchise, where you just slap in a bunch of new bullshit all together, and then it turns into an abomination. And when that abomination faces off against the old guard, it's destroyed by it because it sucks. Have I driven this metaphor enough yet? You guys get it? Yeah. Okay, you get it. Yeah. You know what was cool about the first Jurassic Park? A big-ass T-Rex and murderous velociraptors. Do you know what was cool about the second Jurassic Park? More T-Rexes and more velociraptors. Do you know what was lame about the third Jurassic Park? Was their big, stupid dinosaur breaking the neck of the T-Rex and then having the raptors have feathers all of a sudden and can fucking talk. You know, come to think of it, there are a lot of similarities between this franchise and the Alien franchise. That the first 2 installments were regular people running from something chaotic and terrible with very little weapons and very little recourse. The second installment of both was more of the chaotic, terrible thing with more people, but this time with training and guns, and it still didn't matter. In the third installment of both, they tried to bring it back to very little people, very little weapons, very little recourse, but they made some stupid variation to the chaotic, terrible thing, and it just felt like a creature feature. I kind of do love me some Alien 3, though. Jurassic Park 3 can go to hell. Every movie after the second always looks like some kind of fucking cash grab by people who don't understand what we want out of these movies. And I'm getting really tired of studios treating these like some kind of low-risk crapshoot, giving them to developers with little experience and very few credits to their names because they know they're going to get a return on the brand regardless. And then the developers impose their will onto this brand, trying to make a name for themselves, and 8 times out of 10 it fucking backfires, and we get another retarded installment of what should be another great cinematic achievement. And no dispute about it, Jurassic Park was exactly that. It was the seminal transition from claymation to computer animation. And the movie was visually groundbreaking, so much so that the CGI still stands up today. Not to mention the massive practical effects that were employed and blended seamlessly in with the CGI. Along with a deep conversation about the ethics of cloning. If we had the power to play God, should we? And what makes us think we can even control that power, much less sell it to the masses? How reckless science and technology can be if we carry it with the motives of greed instead of discovery, and how important it is not to hire assholes. Besides filling every Jurassic Park fan's wet dream of having a raptor as a pet, the new Jurassic World series brings zero to the table. As much as we all like to see military-trained raptors with frickin' laser beams on their forehead, we always knew that that was inherently a shitty idea. Along with combining DNA to make new dinosaurs, even though it's been present in the toy line since the first one. At the end of the day, the Jurassic World series is just an amalgamation of these adolescent ideas, combined with the Indominus Rex, who's just an alien space bat, who's there to compensate for a poorly written script that relies solely on callbacks and a showdown between Deus Ex Machina Rex and VelociMcGuffin to get people in them seats. Oh, and I want to touch on this a bit. How are we getting worse CGI than we did 10 years ago? Me too, Malcolm. Me too. When did the dinosaurs go from hard, scaly, giant reptiles to bags of jiggly shit?
You raised her.
What the fuck happened?
Hey!
That fucking raptor looks like he's made out of boogers on a healthy diet of jellyfish and Adderall. And who's been giving OG Rex steroids? The bitch has got to be like 20 years old now, which is probably like 50 years in dinosaur years. Stop. Oh, and I like how they made the scars from the first movie really prevalent on her so we don't forget it's her. Does that seem like a creature you can bond with? They're idiots. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe I just can't be pleased, especially with something as nostalgic as Jurassic Park is. But I expected a lot from Jurassic World. I was so excited to see it come back and then to have it be the horrendous piece of shit that it was. I don't have high hopes for this fallen kingdom. What's the biggest, worst thing we can do that we haven't done yet? Oh yeah, blow up the fucking island. I guess the only thing we can hope for is that dinosaurs make it to the mainland and just fucking eat everybody. Chris Pratt, the chick, everybody. Just they all die. That's the only way this is going to be good. And somebody said to me the other day, well, the first two were based on Michael Crichton books, and that's why these ones aren't good, is because they are just studio cash grabs. And I guess I'm just not a big subscriber to that, because the first two films, I read both the books, first two films don't follow them very closely. I think it's the departure of Steven Spielberg behind that chair and behind the writing. He's kind of the opposite of Ridley Scott for me, where he sucks at producing, but he's still great at directing. And I really wish he would take this up and give us something great, because let me know what you guys think. Again, still haven't figured out a schedule. Don't know what's going on. But if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.